Hello, and welcome to the Paid Off Project, where I am trying different side hustles to hopefully pay off the remainder of my student loan debt. So far, what I've tried and I'm trying is reselling on eBay and Poshmark. So I'm going to talk about how much I made in my second month. I'm coming at you. This is part-time for me after a long work day where I didn't feel like doing this, and I'm feeling somewhat, I don't know if discouraged the word, but like, oh my God, is side hustling even worth it in this moment? Even though I've largely been having fun and learning about business and happy with it, regardless of whether or not I'm paying down my student loans faster. But just wanted to share because I know that there are times in every journey, whether it's trying to side hustle or just do life, where you just don't flippin' feel like taking the next step or doing the thing you said you were going to do. And so this is real time. I don't know if down the line I become re-encouraged with reselling and side hustling and life, but I suspect that there are at least better moods on the horizon. And so if you, like me, are having a day, just want to encourage you to keep on keeping on. And my personal thing is I figure out, is there a reason, and can you do something about that reason? Or are you just having a rough day and the best thing you can do is to try again tomorrow? That's just a complete aside of what was on my brain, but we will get into how much I made in my second month of part-time reselling on eBay and Poshmark. So this is my second full month, and I'm trying to slowly get better at these reports. If you're listening to audio, there is a YouTube version with a very, we'll call it lo-fi slideshow, but I'm trying to add a little bit of visual interest there. So month two, we'll start with my highest price sale because I think that's exciting. I will try to put in the comments though where we get to the totals, which is soon. But my highest price sale was this Calvin Klein Saffiano leather hot pink tote or purse. Guys, that's just a large purse. Doesn't quite fit a laptop, but it's close. Definitely a tablet, wallet, all of your other sundry things. It's cute. I did kind of wish I was willing to sell this when Barbie, the movie, was hot, because I think that would have had even more interest because it's like a bright, fun pink. This I got from my parents. I was honestly going to keep it for myself, but I live in a casual city and I just hadn't had occasion to use it in yet, period. And so rather than just think about, oh, I'll use it in the future when I'm doing in-person presentations, which I don't do, or whatever it might be, I decided maybe I can make a little money and someone else can enjoy this. So again, Calvin Klein large purse. If you want to breathe in for a second and guess how much it sold for, do it. The amount it sold for on Poshmark was $70. I was able, it had the tag. There was a very small sign that had been stored on the bottom, but otherwise pretty much brand new. Brand new, it would cost $178. I think I probably listed it around $100 to start. And then I get in these moods where I'm like, whatever, if I can make some money, that would be great. And if someone can use this, I get a lot of joy out of that too. So I actually sent an even lower priced offer to someone, maybe $48. I think that's pretty close to accurate. But before they saw or decided on the offer, someone bought it at $70, which was the list price. So that was awesome. New challenge with figuring out how to pack it and make sure it stayed nice. But I think I did a pretty good job on that. So my next, I think we're just going to hop after this into how much I made. Oop, that is a bad slide. Oh, where I sold. So interestingly, I sold 7 items on Poshmark, 2 on eBay. I was originally thinking I was going to be selling more art, home goods, collectibles, that type of thing, and that eBay would be the spot. But what it turns out I have access to, either honestly a fair amount so far has been my own old stuff, but has been clothing via Poshmark. So I don't know, just interesting. Stay open, see where the journey takes you. There's a lot of features of Poshmark that I like, including that you can set up items to automatically send offers if you're willing to sell it at a lower price. It is just a fun marketplace to shop on, and I do get pulled into shopping sometimes. But yeah, so 2 on eBay, hoping to raise that at some point. 7 items on Poshmark. Now, here is how much I made. If you are on YouTube, you can see the visual. If not, I'll walk you through it. We're just doing what platform, gross, that's the total that came in, what the sales number shows. And of course, eBay always likes to show you that in your summary instead of taking into account that there's fees. And then estimated net profit, that's because I am tracking via, right now, manually input spreadsheet. So when periodically I'm going to have to go and pull reports and make sure it's accurate. So I'm just saying estimated net profit, but it should be pretty close. It would just be a matter of a typo, and I haven't just double checked these things. So Poshmark brought in a total over those 7 items of $207. So not huge profits per item. Poshmark takes a 20% off the top, but I'm happy with that. My estimated profit out of all that was $157.10. So we will take it. I did also take advantage of Poshmark letting you order free shipping supplies. So now I have some poly mailers that are perfect for small clothing items, and I'm getting faster at shipping. And so I don't mind sometimes just making not a lot of profit, but getting items out of my closet and on their way to a new user. eBay, I made a total of $48. That kind of stinks. I like to at least see 3 digits, but that's okay. I sold 2 items. One was these teeny tiny, maybe like an inch across, 2 little native seed pots. Were those, I believe, a coma, and they were definitely more modern but cute. I don't know how else to describe it. Cute. Some yellow and black. And so I was happy someone got the 2 of those. That was negotiated, and shipped those off, packaged and bubble wrapped a lot to make sure, because they're so tiny and fragile, that they didn't fall apart. And then the other one was these old chacos that I have that's like those, if you're not from a mountain area, like maybe hippie. They're not Birkenstocks, but they are plastic, like a hiking sandal. Like you might make fun of someone in the past, but I swear they're cool in certain regions. And if not, whatever, they're functional. But I really like the design of these, but they had a toe strap. And so they're not very, I'm losing my mind, but they're not very helpful for me if I'm camping or backpacking, because you usually have socks on overnight, so to put the sandals on. So anyway, put those up on a whim. Let's see if someone will buy them. And sure enough, they did. And strangely, I don't think the profit, I maybe made a few dollars more on the little Acoma seed pots, but those are cool. And another one that you're like happy to get into hands that appreciate. So gross on eBay, 48. Estimated profit, $36.90. That brings our totals to gross sales, $255. Estimated net profit, $194. It is up a tiny bit from my first month, so I'm happy with that. I would say I'm hoping to source a few more items, and also hoping to sell a little bit of the art that I have up. I did put up some of my own photography. I don't know, why not? Let's see. And then on eBay, and then am trying out cross-listing, so putting on 2 platforms some art that I had bought to resell, putting it on Poshmark to just see. Poshmark's home goods and art and decor market doesn't seem as strong, or like people don't necessarily go to the platform, think of the platform for that, but we're going to try it out, especially because I'm cross-listing things that just haven't sold and aren't getting traction in a few months, so I'm not too worried that they're going to sell on both platforms the same day. And then the final note that I'll leave it on is, let's talk about the item that sold the quickest, and that is these bikini bottoms. These teeny tiny bikini bottoms. These are bottoms, and if you don't have the visual, it's just small gray bikini bottoms by a brand called Boys and Arrows, though, which no longer makes bathing suits, which is a real bummer because they made really cool bathing suits. Because of that, people, including myself, still sometimes look for their bathing suits on secondhand markets. So anyway, I had these gray, really they're black, but they're like a dark, they're not like a jet black bottoms that I wasn't wearing, and because I don't have a top for them and I don't have a good matching top anymore. So listed for 20, sold for 15, $12 net profit, and it was a week turnaround, and that was my quickest sale by a decently. I think the second one would be maybe 10 days. So thank you for bearing with me through this month 2 part-time reselling profit and like kind of high and interesting notes journey. I'm hoping to also do, and maybe the next, we're coming up on a holiday week, or maybe tomorrow, who knows, finish out, just go through all 9 items that sold, because I think that can be interesting to see what's actually selling and for what price. I'm still learning in that way by watching other people's, report videos. And you are definitely surprised sometimes. Like these bikini bottoms, I thought would eventually sell because it's a brand that people look for and they're so cute, but they sold way faster than I thought. So if you are on your reselling journey, hope it's going well. If it's going a little slowly and it's still summer when you watch this, remember there's a summer slowdown. I did do another video too, just sharing sort of collective knowledge on what you can do if you feel like things are slow. And, those are some things that I'm going to be doing too. So it'll be interesting to watch how it plays off. So again, thanks for bearing with me on this slightly rambly journey today, but hopefully you enjoy just hearing the truth of how much I'm making, or maybe at this stage not making, but whatever, I'm profitable. We're going to take it. And until next time,